And this issue, we're having a look at some leisure equipment. Well, expedition really, but not the sort of Darien Gap or Panamanian expedition stuff. This is for the family trip out for the weekend. The kind of stuff you can fold up, chuck in the back of the Land Rover and hike off to Wales or to the Pennines, wherever you fancy it takes you. Now, we've had a look at some tents, picnic gear, and Matt's been looking at some bikes, haven't you, Matt?
Well, no good camping trip is complete without some bicycles.
Matter of opinion, but...
Yeah, it's quite. So we've got two great bikes here that we'll take a look at to start with. They're both made by Land Rover, people who, I believe they make vehicles as well.
Do they?
Apparently so. But, you know,
Are they made by Land Rover?
They have Land Rover badges on them.
They do.
They do. And they're available on the Land Rover website as well. So
then they're very nearly Land Rover.
I would say they're Land Rover, yes. And have reduced the barrier to entry to the Land Rover market quite considerably, I think.
So how much can I have one of these Land Rovers for?
Well, we'll get onto that in a minute, but I suppose I should talk about what they actually do. I mean, at the front here, we've got the 650 Hydro mountain bike, which is a fantastic mountain bike for most things. If you're into any extreme, if you want to ride on the road fairly regularly, the knobbly tyres aren't going to be that great. And if you want to do competitive downhill mountain biking, then again, maybe not. But for us who ride canal towpaths or a bit of laning and stuff in the forest, I reckon the 650 is a great mountain bike to start with.
I quite like the disc brakes and the hydraulic and everything.
Yeah, absolutely, and I mean, I think at this price point in the market, that's a pretty impressive thing. On the whole, it's a great bike for its price. It's really nicely made. It comes with suspension forks, as you said, Jem, the hydraulic disc brakes. I think the one thing that does let it down is it comes with plastic pedals. It's not expensive enough where everybody who buys it might put their own specialist pedals on. So I would have liked to come with some metal pedals there, because I actually bashed my shins in a few times. But that said, it performed really well, and it was a very comfortable bike to ride.
Only one-wheel drive though?
I'm afraid so, only one-wheel drive. No diff lock on that one either. And then the next one we've got is a lady's bike. The Commute 2.9, and this is not really a mountain bike, it's more of a hybrid, so designed for poncing around the towns, going to the paper shop as such.
Sounds like a Range Rover.
Yes, quite, a perfect accessory. There's really not that much of note to speak about this one. It's really nicely made. The welding on it will be appreciated by Land Rover lovers. It comes with a relatively average kit all the way over, to be honest. It does have front suspension forks, so that will take a lot of the knocks and bumps out. But really, I'd say this one was for if you're just a bit of a Land Rover nut and want to buy a Land
fly
Rover.
the flag.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that said, you asked about the price earlier, so they're pretty competitively priced. The Hydro 650 is available for £380, and this one, the Commute, is £330. And all in all, they're pretty good fun.
And your better half, did she approve?
She did. That said, and it could just be down to her, she doesn't actually like this traditional
girly bike layout.
Girly bike layout.
Yeah.
She said she doesn't cycle in a dress all that often, and the reality was that she preferred the 650. So
more butch.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that to her though, Jem.
No, okay.
Well, we better have a look at something else, hadn't we?
Well, I've been looking at these tents, and these Vango tents are supremely made. I'm not a great tent fan, as you know.
As I know.
Yes, but having been forced to habitate in these things for extended periods of time, I'm very grateful for the quality they make. All the seams are nicely covered over, so the rain doesn't get into the zips, and they've got little pockets to put things in, shoes and whatever. Even little holes to put your electric hookup point through, although I've got to wonder why you've got an electric hookup if you're in a tent. Still, never mind, I'm sure there are reasons. But we did a little video of me putting these up, and I wanted to know whether I felt that the airflow system, this kind of business where you just blow up the structure rather than put all the sticks together, was superior to the sticks. And I have to say, I think it isn't. Not for the extra £200, I'd be better off having two of these cheaper tents, and I can have the rest of the family somewhere else. That to me would be more of a benefit.
Yeah. Well, we did send you out as a trial by.
It was a trial.
Trial by incompetence.
Yes.
To erect both of these tents. Like you say, the stick one really. I mean, we purposely sent you out by yourself, so you had no help, nobody holding your hand. Was it difficult to put up the stick one?
No, not difficult per se. They're fiddly, whatever happens, you're doing it on your own. But you've got the same problem. Once you've got the structural ribs in place, whether it's filled with air or stuck together, you've got to erect it and put the guy ropes in. And at that point, you could be fighting the weather, and everybody else could be watching you having a good laugh. And it's the same for both. There's no superior one really in that respect. They both do go up, and they both go very well, and they work brilliantly. But I just don't think that I could be persuaded to spend the extra money for the airflow one. It looks cool.
It does look cool. I think the one thing that I can note about these is we've taken both of these tents to East North Show. We took them to the Billing Show.
Yeah.
I took them to Normandy. But when we were at the Billing Show, the Harris fencing that we used to protect ourselves from the forces of evil fell down onto the inflatable tent, and I don't know if you recall this.
I didn't know. I wasn't there. I missed that.
Well, it fell down straight onto the inflatable tent, and actually I was surprised that no damage was caused whatsoever. But it did make me think, had that same fencing have fallen down onto the stick tent, that we might have had a problem there.
Really? Interesting. Almost like to arrange that. Put you in a tent, drop a fence on it, see how it goes.
Yes, quite. But all in all, both tents fantastically well made, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm very impressed with the quality of them. I really am. Yeah, they're super.
I think both tents are available now from Vango, and we'll put the prices and links up on the screen about that.
Yeah, I think it's roughly £200 and about £500. So there's a significant difference for having that very sort of modern air inflatable bit.
Yeah. But I guess both of these tents are also quite big, aren't they? They're both 5-man tents.
Yeah, I mean, I must say, actually, if there was no difference in price, I would have gone for the airflow one. I will say that.
Right, okay. So if you're stingy, sticks. If that's not so much of an issue, then the blow-up one. And then, what's this contraption here?
Well, talking about stingy, we've got this awfully impressive picnic set to look at as well. This is not for cheapskates, though, is it?
No, it's not. So this is the Gourmet Trotter, coming in at a hefty £399.
I mean, I will say, and I confess this readily, that it is elegant, and there's some very nice touches to it. And I like the way they've done the glasses and the individual cutlery, which confuses me for ages. But it's very classy, you know. But it's not my kind of picnic set.
No, I mean it's an interesting thing. I don't know if you saw, Jen, but it was actually featured on Dragon's Den.
I didn't.
A couple of years ago.
I'd love to have heard what Deborah said about this.
Yes, well, it's a really interesting product, isn't it?
Yes.
And it sort of solves a problem that maybe doesn't exist.
Well, I don't know. I think, you know, if you've got an Oika picnic set around the place, the fact that it folds onto a golf trolley, but if you couldn't come up with a solution for that yourself, you don't really have that much money to buy it, in my view.
Yes. Well, should we talk about what it actually comes with? Because that may yet sway you, dear viewer. So, well, it comes with these three things. They're actually all take-offable, and I think we'll show that because we've played with this quite a few times, haven't we? And, and destroyed the contents of half of it. So, there are three sections to the Gourmet Trotter, which is really quite interesting. The bottom section, you can store all your wine and, well, just wine, really, isn't it? Middle section's got all your crocks and things like that in it. Top section for storing food.
And the servant goes on this end?
That's right. We put our servant on that end, which is... and at that end, you can't really see from that camera angle, but that's actually just a golf trolley, isn't it?
Yes.
To tow the whole thing along nicely. Yeah. I thought it had a NATO hitch on it, but but not.
No.
So, as a picnic set goes, it's pretty big and pretty cumbersome, but... when it's actually off the trolley, and that's been our preferred way of using it, just to throw one of the little boxes under your arms and walk off with it, then it becomes quite manageable. There are some pretty cute design features on it, and one of the things that we spoke about, well, the longest really, with the glasses, isn't it? Yeah,
the glasses are very elegant, and I think it's a nice little solution to the sort of, you know, having a proper wine glass that doesn't fall over in the wind, and it is cute, but it's just one of those products that if you have to ask the price, you can't afford it.
Yeah.
And there will be some very lucky ladies out there whose husbands will buy them one of these, and they will stand out in the crowd.
Or vice versa. So
possibly.
Possibly. So the thing with this, I mean, there's enough stuff in there to feed and water 4 people, which is quite good, and carry enough wine and food to get you well fed and need to be wheeled home. What kind of well, would you see this in the back of your Defender, Jam?
No.
Freelander?
No.
Range Rover Evoque.
Obviously.
Yes. So, really, it sits at this end of the market, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There are plenty of picnic sets available at all different prices, but this Gourmet Trotter really is aimed at the highest level of the market, isn't it? And,
Yeah.
and when we actually came across this, we were looking for, or talking about, when you used to get Range Rover picnic sets.
Yes.
And they were very nice, and of course such a thing doesn't exist anymore.
No.
And that's how we came across this. So really, where it sits in the market is clearly at the higher end. Do you need it? Probably not.
I wish I could afford it.
Yes.
Yes. I mean,
It's a running theme today.
We have used it. Yeah, indeed. we have used it quite a lot, and I must admit, the elegance of it and the cute design features I did find appealing.
Yes.
So I wouldn't reject it as a Christmas present.
No. And really, well, I think we'll leave it there, won't we? Because we
I'm not going to get it as a Christmas present.
No, you're not. Right. We could talk about the Gourmet Trotter and its pros and cons all day, really, because it has as many pros as it has cons, and it is an acquired taste. But it is available now from gourmettrotter.co.uk, and we'll put the link on the screen for that. And then lastly, really, the chairs we're sat on now, which seem to be doing an ample enough job.
Oh yes, I saw these at Billings. I thought you'd been out and splashed out in some fine chairs with bags and everything to put them in.
Well, I did by calling Vango, and the lovely people there have sent us these chairs, which I have to say, I mean, we get through camping chairs like no one's business. They fall down, fall apart pretty quickly. We leave them out in the rain, they go rotten. And these
are above average, aren't they?
Yeah,
well above average.
Yeah, they are. All camping chairs are not created equally. That much we do know, and I have to say these come in. I can't remember how much they are, but we'll put it up on the screen anyway. But they're actually just an evolution of the camping chair. Not particularly glamorous, but they are very comfortable, and they won't fall apart very easily.
No, they're well made. I am impressed with them. Although I'd like to know how impressed if you knew the price. But
yeah, I think they come in around £15.
Oh really?
Mm.
Oh, that's not outrageous at all, is it?
Not at all. No.
No.
They're fairly comfortable. We've sat here for the last 10 minutes and it's been okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So whilst we realise that these aren't all the products that you require to go on a camping trip, they're a few of the important ones, I might think, Jim.
Yes, well the chairs and the tents I'm in for. The bikes and the picnic set, not so urgent.
No. But of course, in order to keep yourself warm and be fed, we took a look at the Anave stoves in episode 1, I believe.
Oh yeah, I've already booked the Traveller, so forget it.
Yeah. So, well, that's pretty well it for this week's reviews.